Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, they're just loading. I'm just loading it on Bloomberg while the rest load in the background.
Yeah, no problem.
I mean, the only sort of measurement as far as an extreme goes is
Yeah.
if I look at XLV with the DMARC indicators, what we do have is a short-term exhaustion. So you can see, just to zoom in here, you've got two 13s and a 9 recently.
Yeah.
Now, the last time you had that was around the late October lows.
Oh,
And you got a bounce, but that was a 3.5% bounce, and then you did still get new lows.
yes.
But the point as far as looking at short-term indicators,
It's exhausted.
that's all I can offer you as far as the short term and the sell-off yesterday. That you do have some of these demark indicators that typically do mark or get close to
Mm.
rebound points. So, I don't have a pattern to speak of that it's a big base or,
Yeah,
even
that was what I was going to ask. Is there a level where it's a support? Is
so
it back to the April low there? Because it's broken the May one, right? Yeah.
yeah, so the only support level is the lows that you made here in April, which is around that 136, 137 area.
Yeah. Okay, got it. And the RSI, is that a divergence or
Well,
yes, right?
prices still closed lower, and the RSI
Yes.
is still pointing lower. So you can't second guess it yet. If that
Yes.
price had a bounce on the DMARC indicators, you will get a
Yeah.
divergence relative to the November lows.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's fantastic. So XLV, can we look at DRG? It's still slightly different. Yeah.
So
Oh,
momentum confirmed the lows here. It's had the bounce, but hasn't made new lows.
I didn't even know it had a bounce.
Hmm.
It didn't feel like it. Okay. So it's supposed to retest the lows before it can
Well,
form a
look, again, it doesn't doesn't exactly always happen in that case, but the fact that you've rolled over, it does look like you do retest the lows and then you potentially get a divergence. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay. Any levels I could watch for? Or I could
So
stop?
obviously the lows that you made in November do coincide with the highs that you made through September and
Oh,
November,
right.
October of last year. So you're basically looking at around the
One
900 to
nine, yeah,
920
918.
area.
Yes, got it. Okay, that's awesome. Can we take a look at XLK or whatever is driving the Trump rally, right? What the shit's this? Yeah, where everyone is going to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's changed, right? Because you had first Russell 2000 and financials, and now you've just had a rotation back into the Magnificent Seven,
Oh,
right? So if you look at XLK, you haven't made new highs. But if you look at
yeah, I remember there's a Mega 7. Yeah.
If you look at the Magnificent Seven, this is where you've seen the acceleration in December.
Oh, right. That's Google, I think
So,
that.
well, it's more than Google, but the point is, Apple's broken out, Microsoft's broken out, Tesla's now trading at all-time highs.
Yeah.
The only one not to participate is Nvidia.
All right. All right. I see. And what's your verdict on BM7?
Momentum's confirming the highs. You've got the breakouts that I was highlighting on my roadshow, they still intact. So you're getting Meta,
Yeah.
Google, Amazon, all leading, and the laggards that were range bound on my roadshow, being Apple, Microsoft, they've actually broken out. So the only one that's remained range bound is Nvidia.
That media.
And in fact,
Okay.
Nvidia broke down last night. So there's definitely been
Divergence. Yeah.
a shift. Well, no, a shift beneath the surface again. So we
Yeah.
looked at semiconductors underperforming and then software outperforming. Now you've had Magnificent Seven come ahead of software this is the Nvidia close last night below the 50-day and vulnerable to a move down to the 200-day. And then, within the semiconductor side, you've had things like Broadcom and Marvell increase significantly after their results. So this is a gap up, and that was up 10% again last night. So there's
Oh
been
my
a
goodness.
shift.
Yeah.
There's a shift beneath the surface. So XLK is actually not showing what's
Mm.
actually going on beneath the surface.
Okay, that's very helpful. Great. Thank you so much for the macro side of things, right?
Sure.
Sorry, before we go to the last one, are we able to use your usual charting
Yeah,
tool or no? Yeah.
yeah.
TPP farm. Just want to see how bad things are now. Yeah.
Those things just like this. Daddy.
So that's it relative to topics. So it's underperforming,
Yeah.
right? Like healthcare is in the US. In absolute terms, RSI is still falling. So it's, you need to get a bounce to get a lower hookup in the RSI to set up a divergence here. There
Yeah. Yeah.
is there is some support here at this 3,520 to 3,525 area.
Yeah. Yeah.
If momentum confirms a break below that, your next support area is back at the 3,323 zone.
Wow, terrible. Okay, okay. I'll keep a lookout for TPP farm then. Okay. Can we look at Daiichi? And I was going to ask you while you're looking for it, right? Is it right to buy on the first RSI buy divergence? Because I've been doing more work since our last talk, right? Sometimes people like those FX traders, they wait for two more green candles after that, to try to get that bounce. So Daiichi seems to be a case where I got in too early, right? Just trying to get your thoughts on this. Yeah.
But you never know how many divergences going to be, right? It could be that this was a divergence, and if you're waiting for a third one, it could have run away with you. So if you're waiting for the third one here, it ran away from you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's obviously in this scenario, yes, you made marginal new lows, but the point here, the RSI still hasn't made new lows. So this is still a divergence, and you could
Oh.
add more here.
You could add more lower here, right?
Yes.
And you see the last time there was above the dotted line, right above, right? There was a uptick. So that got canceled out by the drop the next day, right? That's what happened, right?
I'm
Because
not following.
last time we chatted, there was a divergence on this thing. Yeah.
So we're talking about this. I mean, even here there
Yes.
was a divergence, right?
It-
So the RSI is still higher. So even on this move here, and the last 3 days, the RSI is still high. So there's a divergence here. There
yeah,
was a
but
divergence here, and you got a rebound.
four sessions ago was there an uptick? Or that wasn't strong enough, right? Four sessions. Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
Well, 4 sessions ago, you were above the previous low, so there wasn't a
Oh no,
divergence.
no,
Yeah.
there was one that opened up and then closed lower, right? Yeah, just four sessions, just four sticks behind. Yeah. See,
Well,
there's a small, yeah.
this
Tiny.
here.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Was
So,
that it closed above, right? And it helped the uptake a bit, right? So I interpreted that as a divergence. Was it or was it not
well,
really?
it doesn't matter. There's a divergence still, and there was a divergence here
I see.
throughout this decline here, and there's still a divergence.
Got it, got it. So unless you see a green one or two green bars, right? There's no uptick, right? And of course the RSI has to be held higher than it currently is. In fact, today is quite critical, right? If it's lower again, it's wiped out, right? You should go lower, right?
Well, again, the maximum momentum to the downside was here in September. These
Oh, right.
rallies here never got back to 70. So even if it drops below this, and it really needs to drop below the
Yeah.
RSI low that you made back here, 27.89.
All right. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. But Daiichi, so the jury's still out, right? We have to watch how it goes, right?
Well, as it stands right now, you still, I still interpret this as a slowing decline.
Yes, a buy with a limit, right? With a stop loss somewhere, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. Can we look at Chugai 4519? Oh, looks like
So you're
breaking
trying
above.
to trying to recapture this red moving average is the 50-day.
Yeah.
That can then put it into the trading range that you had between 6,770 and the 7,800. With that slowing upside momentum, it is more of a trading range. But if you wanted to be more tactical and trade a break above the 50-day
Yeah.
or a move back to the top of the range, you can do that, but it's fairly small. You're talking about a 10% move back to the
Yeah.
highs.
I see. I see. The I'm waiting for Novo. That's the reason why we missed out this. Oh, so okay. 4578 Otsuka.
There we go. Sorry. So I mean, since the divergence, you broke 50-day, you try to rebound, you made a lower high, you broke
Yeah.
50-day again. So you're basically back into this trading range that you had between August and October.
All right.
And yeah, the bottom end of that range is support around the 7,783 area.
Can you do me a favor to extend the lower line? Yeah. So I will know where to buy. 773. Okay, got it. Great. Thank you so much. That's Otsuka.
Okay.
Fuji 4901, and then Astellas.
It's really just hovering around there. The support, doesn't deal back to the August lows. You actually got to go prior to that, which is the March through April lows around this 3,287 area. And
Oh,
obviously the moving averages are acting as resistance. You didn't have divergence at this low. So if anything, this still looks like a slow grinding downtrend,
yeah,
which potentially trades all the way back towards the 3,000 area.
3,000 mark. Wow, this is crazy. Everyone's price target is at 4,500. Okay, that's got it. I think this depends on Japan. So we've had this funny situation where the yen is not helping the index, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's more in line with what you've seen after 15% declines within 5 days, the market recovers and then spends a number of months consolidating in a range, and that's what the Nikkei has been doing since the recovery of the August lows.
All right, got it. Can we look at Astellas? Yeah, then we go to the Novo and Lily.
So this should land up testing or retesting the lows that you made in April, May this year, around that 1428, 1430 area.
Oh my
Um,
goodness. Yeah.
I mean, RS, again, if you get a hookup, you potentially get a
All right, time
divergence
buy.
here. But
Yeah.
yeah, where it stands right now, RSR still falling and potentially confirming.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, fine. I was trying to bottom fish this. Okay. Not the right time. Everything is moving against. Okay, thank you so much. Can we look at Lily Novo? Zealand, 3 of them.
So this trading range is still the key feature. You did have the divergence here, which you've had the bounce. You failed below. You can see the confluence of a number of moving averages, basically the 50-day and the 200-day
Yes.
is the red and the green line that you've
Yeah.
got there. So, the fact that you failed there keeps us, consolidating in the lower half of the range, right?
Yes.
And there is risk that, like Daiichi, you can retest this level, potentially
Yes.
set up another divergence.
It's supposed
Um,
to. Sorry, can I see what that lower level is? Just
well, there's obviously the two lows that you're looking at.
yeah, 708,
So
right?
it's
Yeah.
so basically 708 and 746. So
Okay.
it's a range more than one number, right? So
Yeah, yeah. No, no, because it's supposed to. We're talking live, right? I think the Novo data is this 2 days. It
right
would drop at 708.
below that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, got it. Okay. Novo and then Zealand. But will it close at 708? That's the problem, right? It's close there to get that divergence, right?
Yeah, to get the divergence, it would need to, yeah.
Headache. If it's a fake one, then I'm in a limbo then.
Well, I mean, again, think of intraday reversals off those lows. You know, you can manufacture a trade off that support area.
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably not too dissimilar to Lily in that you had the short-term divergence, you've had the bounce, but that bounce has also failed, and it failed below the neckline of that original head and shoulders top, right? So, you know, that
Oh,
800, 820 resistance zone, and
yeah.
it's sort of slap bang in the middle of the the short-term range from early November.
702, right? Yeah, got it. And what level does it need to hold and close above before the neck and head and shoulders are broken? The blue line, right?
Well, so there's two levels again. So if you look at the dotted dashed line goes back to your May lows and your April lows. So that's
Yeah,
around 816 to 820. And then
yeah,
above that, you've got the 200 at 871.
got it. If it closes above 871, right, then that would be very different, right? Things will be, yeah.
Well, I mean, it puts it back into the range that you had in the first half of this year, right? Because remember, there's a number of
Oh,
like 945 is, you know, quite a few previous peaks there.
yes, yes.
So yes, well, I mean, the way that I'd look at it is that if you did break above the 816, 820 area, you've got a short-term base here that probably gets you up to 945.
Got it, got it. The reason I'm asking is yesterday we had really good news, but people don't have that Kagri-sama data, so we don't know what to do with it. The stock was like wobbling, right? That's the problem. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
mean, interesting. You know, the news didn't have a big range on the day, so
yeah,
it didn't give you a lot
it's
of
I tell you it was supposed to be a plus 5 to 10% event if
right.
the data was out, but no, we just had a funny thing. Okay, got it. This is very helpful. Zealand? Zealand. Yeah, Zeal.
Yeah, this managed to creep back into the range that you had between July and November. So, you know, you still got some support at the 775 area. The
Mm,
top of the range is, you know, just short of the 1,000 mark, 963.
yeah.
And
And if it closes above 963, as I think it would, right? Then we are looking at a breakout, right?
yeah, look, because you've broken, you know, we did break below the support area. So when I see a range like this, but you've seen some volatility above and below, to me,
Yeah.
the measured moves are probably less predictable because of the, you know, the
Uh,
erratic price action. But,
yes, yes.
you know, as a guard, you would get a 1227 upside target
Mm,
from that range, right?
yes, I think that's a fair thing for this name. Okay, fantastic. The villain. Can we look at BANB? I think it's the far. It's two taps to the right at the bottom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the guy.
So this is basically hitting the downside target from the topping pattern here,
Yeah.
which is this 60,
With a divergence.
63, and there is
Yeah,
a divergence. So it's basically a cover short or take profit on the short position, bottom fishing buy, if you like it fundamentally, at least initiate a position.
got it. Okay, that's helpful enough. Um, can we look at Lonza, LONN, and SRT3? This was a really annoying.
Yeah, so I
Don't
mean,
know.
another one
Hmm.
that you just slap bang in the middle of this consolidation pattern or trading range, it's essentially formed above 500 and below 600,
Yeah,
and you slap bang in the middle of that range.
and there's nothing to do here, right? Nothing compelling.
No, so yeah, it's you know, you can't even say it's great risk reward. The fact that you got
Yeah,
$50 downside or $45 downside. If anything, you got $5 more to make on the upside if it traded back to 600.
got
But
it.
it's yeah, not too
Yeah,
appealing.
SRT3.
So we still
Oh,
got the double
yeah,
bottom support at 198. I mean, in the very near term, the test and failure below the 50-day,
yeah,
you know, does set it up for potentially to retest the 198 area, but
200. Yeah.
it is
Okay.
a trading range. Supports at 198 and the 50 days offering initial resistance currently.
Got it. MRKGY.
So this does look like you retest that double bottom support.
Hmm.
There's no divergence here, and it does look like you breaking down from this little wedge pattern.
Oh, right.
So yeah, I mean it does look like getting down to 132, you potentially then set up a divergence.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That could be an opportunity. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Cool. Then let's go to the NOVN and then Roche. Yeah.
We can see here the divergence that was trying to form has been negated with this break of support and momentum confirming the lows.
Oh my
So
goodness. Yeah.
the next support area is there at $83, which is basically the lower boundary of the first quarter of this year's trading range.
It's struggling a bit. It's trying to consolidate here, right? But it's in the middle of nowhere, right? That's the problem,
It
right?
is, and the attempt to set up a divergence on this test was obviously
Yes.
negated with the sell-off over the last 10 days.
Ah, okay. And this has nothing to do with Novartis. It's just a macro move. Okay.
Yeah.
ROG, ROGAZN. Yeah.
So here you've had the rebound, but you keep on getting capped at the old support, which is now resistance, and there's still a downside target there from the original breakdown at the 232 mark.
Yeah, but that blue line is 200 days is helping, right?
But it has stalled the downside, but obviously you haven't seen any follow through on the upside.
Got it. Got it. Very helpful. SAN, FP.
So having had that failed breakout, couldn't hold the 200-day, making new lows, RSI falling. There are shelves of support, but common if you have failed breakouts, you go to the opposite boundary. So
77,
you know
right? Yeah.
the next support area is at 81, but
Oh, that's good. That's good. I just needed some shot to help.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
GSK. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is also another one that looks like it retests the lows.
Oh,
So there's basically 1210 to 1260, right, as a support zone.
yeah.
The rebound fell below the 50 days. So, that should test the November lows, and then you've got this shelf of support below there.
Ah,
I would
I
suspect you get the
yeah.
divergence on that.
Okay, if the rebound failed at the November, the red line, right? Day two, I should have shorted it already, right?
Yeah, I mean,
In,
obviously, ideally there, but it does look like even here come down to the November lows, if not this support
yeah, yeah. No,
zone.
I'm just trying to see whether was there any other signal other than just the red line failing, right? There isn't, right?
No,
But
there
yeah.
wasn't anything. I mean, you had just obviously a strong downtrend with momentum essentially confirming it
Oh,
throughout.
perfect then. Yeah, okay. That's GSK. Can we look at GXI? It's just on the top right. Yeah, GXI. Forgot about this thing.
So this does have a divergence in place.
Uh, and it bounced and then
It
kept.
has bounced. It's hesitating at the 200-day.
Yeah,
Sorry, the 50-day, which is that red moving average rather than the 200-day.
yeah.
But I mean, it's not as if momentum's really stalling here. If you look at the price action last night, it did close above the 50-day. So if anything,
Oh,
that can trade up to the 200-day.
okay. That means this is a beneficial novel. I then we're on the right track. Okay, that's GXI. Have we done AZN? Sorry, AZN. My bad. AZN ALC. Yeah.
And there's not much of a signal. I mean, if anything, you can use the 50-day as a stop level to see if it retests the lows that it's made
Mm.
recently.
Oh, okay, got it, got it. Okay. Then ALC, Alcon, and SHL.
You can see, the number of markings there. There's still downside risk in this one,
Uh,
following the breakdown from that topping pattern or trading range.
yes, okay.
So you rebounded, you fell below the moving averages, which sort of acting as key resistance, and
Yeah, then
your
100.
next
Yeah, the rate
next
100
target
and
is
then
at 67. Yeah.
yes, okay. SHL, SHL, STMN. What? This is a breakout? Completely
Yeah, I
unexpected.
mean, it needs a bit. I mean, it is holding up relatively well.
Yeah,
Um,
this shit is exposed to China. Funny.
I mean, it's
Oh,
different.
it
So
might
yeah,
fail here, huh? Yeah.
well, this is the shorter term range. Obviously, the bigger range still has resistance up at that 57, 58.
Yes, but did the last momentum confirm it? It did, right?
Yep.
So you're it's safer at 57, 58 to short it, right? Yeah.
Well, there's likelihood that this pullback is limited and you get another push up
Mm,
to that 57, 58 area.
okay. STMN.
So which one was
Yeah,
that
that's
again?
that's the Strumman right below. Yeah,
STM,
this one.
this
Yeah.
one. I mean, there was a small divergence here. It basically bounced off that, 105, 108 support area. There is a moving averages here. Again, you can probably manufacture a trade using the moving averages as a stop level.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Then we're good. We're good. Oh, sorry. AFX. AFX in Europe, and then we're done.
A new breakdown, the RSI is about to confirm that too.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
so
Yeah.
this will extend down or downside risk to that 4188 area.
Oh, I thought it was a bottom fish.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
until
Then a
the
profit warning.
last the last three sessions. And I mean the luxury goods names gave profit warnings, but they had big reversals of the lows to keep the divergence intact. Where here
Yeah.
you've had the closes towards the lows, so it's been sort of disappointing price action.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Then we're good. In Japan, just flip to Japan. Let's see. 4507 Shionogi, and then 4523.
This one's still no change to the structure, still within this trading range, 2268 the top end and basically 1960 the bottom end.
Okay, got it. 4523 Azai. Oh,
Basically new lows, no divergence, and yeah, I mean I don't know how relevant
yeah.
at the next support area, only kicks in here at 3580, which again back to levels last seen in 2013-14.
Yeah, what a crazy, crazy event. Okay. 4528. Just so I get that right. Yeah.
So another one where price is falling, momentum essentially get a
Confirming.
confirmation. In a downtrend, no downside targets, but pretty consistent downtrend.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Seven. Sorry, I'll skip that. 6869 Sysmex. That's left. Yeah.
So interesting after having that divergence, you then got the gap up that momentum confirmed it.
Yeah.
It pulled back to the breakout area and you're getting another sort of bout of interest here. So it looks like we're holding the breakout and 28.50 to 28.60 is being respected as support, and the ultimate upside target is just short of 3,600.
Oh,
Essentially,
so this is bullish, just to be sure. Yeah.
yeah, it's holding the breakout. That's
Yeah.
what the price action is suggesting.
Okay. Then I will get out of it. Okay. 7733 Olympus. Yeah, left. Oh, what a strange.
Since the divergence, and again, this is that sort of message of a failed breakout from a range, it should land up retesting the bottom end of the range. So, yeah, it's within striking distance now, but 22.48, and
yeah,
maybe it sets up a divergence at that point, but it does look like it at least has another leg down.
Okay. 4543 Terumo.
So still holding above the 50-day. It's been in a very narrow range, but I think you still want to give benefit of doubt that we can get another leg up to this 3,400 target, basically.
Okay, got it. Then 7747.
That's still, we're talking about the same sort of range here now.
Yeah.
24.30 to 24.20 and 29.30 to 3,000, basically.
It's a bit weakish, right? Okay, got it. And this is a new ticker called Pepti Dreams. Do you see anything start with a P on here?
No.
Okay, the ticker will be 4587. Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh, really sorry, down near the bottom. I didn't see the P, just the number.
Ah, yes. This would have been the best performing biotech, yeah.
So we've seen some weakness. So you can see one, it's broken the trend channel drawn off the August lows. And
Oh,
basically closing below the November lows.
yeah.
Looks like you tested 200-day and then the
Oh,
lower
but
boundary.
it hasn't broken the dotted line, right? The November low.
Yes, but that's what I
it
said.
has.
A close below the November lows would likely set up a test of the 200-day or the lows made in August. The RSI is still falling. So that's
Oh
the
my
3 points
goodness.
I'd highlight.
Yeah, okay. Then sorry, one more name. Kyowa Kirin 4151. Oh, sorry. No, I think your tickers. Yeah. Oh wow. No one cares.
There's two things. I mean, obviously there's a divergence here, but I'll just take you to the price pattern. Like the divergence could still build and get closer to the downside target from this range, which is at
2300. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's close to the lows that you made back here in
Okay.
November and January. So yeah, I mean there is some downside risk, but with the RSI slowing, you'd be covering shorts into that weakness.
Okay. That's perfect. Thank you so much for this first. Then let's move to the US. We start with the culprit, right? UNH. Oh, you can't
Yeah,
imagine what has happened. The CEO got killed, and then
yeah,
the whole world turned against it, including Trump.
it's a bit of a drama, isn't it?
Yeah, and then they had to come out and say we didn't refuse 40% of all claims.
So this was key to hold 200-day in the upper boundary of the range, but this is just essentially been
Last week.
closing at the lows.
Yeah,
And again, if we talk about the failed breakouts, we've got that at hand now, which means that, where do you revisit this one?
43.60.
Well, the 436 area is, the bottom of the range, but then also there is a
There's a
shelf of
level here.
support there,
Yeah.
475.
This thing tends to turn before it, right? But what does the momentum say? Confirms it, right? It's still
Yeah,
falling down.
momentum's, yep, that's right.
Yeah.
But I
Oh my
mean,
goodness.
momentum confirmed the lows here before it bounced too, right? So there's been varying degrees of divergence on this one
Ah,
versus, some high momentum lows. So the point is, again, the manufacturer trade to
Yeah.
me is a smaller position, but still a tactic you should entertain
Yes.
because
But it's
we're not
still
always going to get a divergence. It's
how
too early
strong
now.
is how strong is this 480 base, the near-term support?
Well, I mean, you tested it throughout April into June, right? So it had
Uh
been tested for at least 3 months. It's not as significant as the 2.5 year level, but that is one place that I think you can reassess. But again, to manufacture a trade because we're unlikely to set up a divergence there.
okay, got it. CVS and ELV. Wow.
So yeah, breakdown and RSI confirming the breakdown.
They did because there was a much lower RSI at the start of the year, right? Whatever
Yeah,
that
so
was.
let's look at this RSI. So remember, between this RSI and this RSI, you had an
Yeah.
RSI above 70, right?
Uh, okay.
Okay,
I
so
see.
if this stayed below 70, then yes, I would say that this whole momentum profile is part of the same trend. The fact
Okay.
that you got to move up to 70
Then broke.
for me
Yeah.
sort of resets that you've actually got a trend here that you're dealing with. And you can
Yeah.
see the measured move gives you
43.
42.85 as the downside target.
We're almost there anyway. That's the weird thing. Okay. CI actually. CI before we go to ELV. Yeah, CI is in the middle. Uh, to the up, up, up. Yeah, that's the guy. Wow, all of them are destroyed.
Uh, Again, like CV, getting close CVS, you're getting, well, this, yeah, it's within striking distance of the downside target, 263.
And it could overshoot to that previous low, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
there's two
wow. Yeah.
there's 2 points here. There's the lows, obviously this one
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
253 and then 235.
Okay. Wow. This is ridiculous. ELV. That shit didn't even get it right. Yeah. It
This,
didn't even participate in the rally.
I mean, this one's interesting in that you
Yeah.
don't,
Divergence probably still hold,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. So in this case, there's the slowing downside.
It seems that if the sector is getting killed, the individual divergence is just secondary, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, again, the divergences can be wiped out if you get a reacceleration and new
Yes.
sellers joining the party. Absolutely.
Okay. So, but this one's looking better, right? Hmm.
Well, yeah, this one's set up the divergence basically since October.
Got it. Okay. Then can we look at BMY, ABV, and J&J?
So BMY hit the upside target, had the divergence, and now we're breaking or threatening to break below the 50-day. So basically, the breakout that you had, yeah, this is all played out. If anything, this does look like you can trade back to 51, if not the 200-day.
This was tricky because there was a big upgrade yesterday before Trump hit it, right? If it had turned up yesterday, close up, right? It did close higher, but does it say anything? Not really, right?
No, no, I mean, the divergence is still in place. The upside target from this trading range has been met.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you can say there is, and it's trying to hold the 50-day. But
Yes.
yesterday was still a close at the lows of the session on the 50-day. So it's not as if it's tested the 50-day and closed up on the day. It's tested the 50-day, tried to bounce and closed back on the 50-day. So the
Okay.
jury's still out, or the risk is
What would it take for you to go long? Or to be better? Yeah.
well, I mean, again, what would be better is that this turns out to be a trading range, so you get a bit more time oscillating here. So breaking through the
Ah,
60, 67 area.
okay, that's helpful. ABBV and then J&J. So this guy's got killed for I don't know what is the
Yeah, so
reason he.
remember the breakouts from all these trading ranges for ABV have played out, right?
Yeah.
So all the upside targets have been met, and now you've fallen back and there's no divergence, and you should at least retest the 163 area again.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, got it. J and J.
The head and shoulders top, the downside target was 149, which you have
Yeah.
met it. I mean,
Oh
it's
shit.
interesting that it's testing the lower boundary.
But momentum's confirm it, right?
Momentum is confirming it. But again, there's been one or two occasions that you've tested at the high momentum. I mean, I wouldn't short this one here. I would just, I mean, if you've got any positive bends,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can obviously use a
Go
close
long. Yeah.
below 143 as
I think the post market is still down.
right.
Yeah, yeah, but this what would it take to form a divergence? Almost there, right? If it starts ticking up.
No, I mean, so this would take a bounce and a retest because momentum's confirming the lows,
I
right?
know, I
So
know.
it'll
Yeah,
take it'll
more
take a
than that.
bounce and a retest basically.
Yeah, okay. Merck MRK, then VRTX. Where's Merck?
I might have back.
Oh yeah, yeah, top above. Yeah.
So I mean, trying to base out is the best case. The fact that you did test and held a 98,
Yeah.
does give you the right shoulder, but it all boils down to that 104 resistance zone. You need to break above that to give you the tactical low and a trade back to
Mm,
114. Again, preempting this, I'd use a stop below 98.
mm. Okay, that's Merck, right?
Yep.
Amgen, AMGN.
This may set up a divergence coming into this 260 area. So yeah, I mean, if you get a bounce, hook this RSI up, because remember, this is on a closing level rather than intraday low. You get a bounce here, you will get a divergence developing.
Oh, divergence developing, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep, yep.
VRTX.
So I guess at least stabilizing, holding that 440 support area. Strangely, the last 10 days, you just can't get above the 50-day, which is that red moving average.
Yeah.
But at least the stock's holding the range for now.
Okay, got it. REGN.
So, a close higher will give you a hook higher on the RSI and a divergence, right?
Oh, a close higher, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it did close lower. The RSI closed there. So if this keeps on falling, the risk is that this potential divergence is taken out. So it does need that bounce to hook up price action.
Got it. Okay, then we're good with the pharma side. Can we take a look at BSX, ABT, and MDT? Boston Scientific. It's at the far left. On the bottom row is far left, I remember. Oh no, not this slide. Not this slide. Oh, sorry. It's this slide. My bad. Yeah, okay. Top right. Top right, there's ABT there. Top right of the charts. Yeah, let's go for this.
Sorry, but it was basically failed at the top of the range. You did
Yeah.
have the divergence. So basically breaking below the 200-day
Mm,
would actually confirm this as a topping pattern.
Yeah.
and suggest that you trade back towards the $100 area.
But if it bounces at the 200-day,
Well, you've
we'll
got
have
to
to see.
trade potentially
Yeah.
back to 120, but it's not as if you have high momentum here that potentially
Yeah.
sets for a breakout. But yeah, you'd get a trading range between 110 and 120 basically.
Got it. Okay. MDT, if it's in this tab at all.
Not in this one. It's in this one because MTD is there.
Look, but I see something. Oh, it's at the right. It's at the right. It's crushed. It's above EW, right above, and above, and to the right, to the right. Yeah, above MTD, above MTD.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, momentum's still confirming it. You still have that breakdown. So, your next support area is really coming back towards the 76 to 78 area.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Then EW right below it.
This is trying to hold the breakout. You're still above $71. The upside target essentially is the 200-day and that 100% area, which is at $78 to $80.
And hopefully sets up a divergence, right? That's what.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
the risk is if you pull down here, you're already starting to see slowing upside momentum.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Could you just minimize this? Yeah. And just since we're here, can we just shut down MTD? Just hit the cross so it doesn't crunch up this. Okay. Can we go all the way below and BNTX? Yeah. So,
So
it's
yeah,
filling there. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, well, that 125 area is still the breakout area. But like I said to you before, this right shoulder, remember how long this took to create? This could keep on trading like this for the whole first quarter of next year.
Yeah.
Break above 125 is where that big base that we've outlined would play out or would become the headline pattern.
Got it. Okay. So one name on SYK on MedTech. Oh yeah, top left. Yeah, that we found it now.
So there's a small, you can see that was the momentum peak.
Yeah.
That was a lower momentum. We're basically sitting on the 50-day. Best case is it holds the 50-day and it remains range bound, basically above 370 and below 390. But
Yeah.
at this profile, it looks like you break the 50-day and you basically
Yeah.
test the
100. Yeah.
200-day and yeah,
It could go lower. Yeah.
yeah,
Got it.
350 to
Okay. Yeah, I know. I realize we're out of time, but can we just flip to the Hong Kong side? Just give me two names, right? Wuxi Bio, 2269 and 2359. The two Wuxis.
Yeah, so I mean the base, the divergence there, this falling wedge that you broke out of, you're putting back to the 50-day. The fact that momentum confirmed this and the breakout of the wedge pattern typically moves back to the origin. So in this case, still moving back to $23.
Oh, still bullish, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's at $23 and it's weakening momentum, then it's a short, right?
Yeah, then it's a take profit, yeah.
But it's not a short right now, despite the last 5 sessions, right?
No. I mean, I don't even hard to manufacture a trade.
Yes. It could gap, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 2359.
So quite similar, the breakout of the wedge, you're still above the 50-day, you're still above the upper boundary.
So the bullish point here about both names is because it broke out of the wedge, right?
Yep. And both of them broke above their 50-day. And so far, that 50-day is support.
Yeah, if they break below 50-day and close below it, then it's reassessment, right?
Yeah, you can revisit the lows, but it doesn't give you a big downside target because you're above the 200-day. The 200-day is turning higher. The 50-day is above the 200-day. So this, price action has improved over the last 3 months.
Okay, got it. Okay. No, thank you so much, Lawrence. I know we're taking our time today. Yeah, Merry Christmas, right? We don't
Yeah,
speak
you too.
before. All right,
Yeah,
thank
perfect.
you.
Have a good
Have a
one.
good one.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.